all of a sudden, you were pushing for Lamine Yamal instead of Raphinha, which you knew that Raphinha had the better numbers and he could go toe to toe with that guy
from the start of the season. Barcelona fans were rooting for Raphinha. So why did they switch?
Raphinha will beat Dembele on any day.
Why did they switch? Why did they switch?
That's why you see Raphinha finishing fifth. It just shows you how the masses rate him. It's not because of it's not Barcelona fans who voted, right?
But
Okay, not Barcelona. I mean,
can we say PR didn't go in favor of him? Recency bias didn't go.
And you see, if you look at even with Bellingham, the English people were pushing for him.
Exactly.
So with Raphinha, he could have had his camp or his people push for him too.
But they didn't do it.
So that one, you can't. You see, as a club, you always have somebody to. And Raphinha knows that in the club between he and Lamine Yamal is ahead of him.
Why?
Because he's Spanish and he's Barcelona's career number 10. There's no way they will take you ahead of. In 2005, Eto'o had bigger impact than Ronaldo. But Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or, and Barca willingly pushed Ronaldo to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
it's the same thing this season. And you see, when there's a figure like a player from La Masia, he's currently the face of the club, and he has the number 10.
The number 10.
It will be very hard for someone else
in the Spanish national team jam.
And especially he's Brazilian, to come and be ahead of him. And you see, around the years Messi was also there. There were years in Iniesta could have, but they know they are not up to Messi's level.
Exactly.
Right now, Raphinha doesn't have he doesn't have the clout that Lamine has. Lamine, you can attest to the fact that even after the Inter Milan, it wasn't Barcelona fans. It was the
recency bias.
It was almost like every journalist out there who was pushing him.
The media.
Even Zidane on a podcast sat and said he had never seen anything like that before.
Because of that,
it wouldn't be only Barcelona fans pushing him. And that's what I'm telling you. If you ask Barcelona fans last season, Raphinha did well. But you see, before the Inter Milan game, Lamine had a knock. Everybody was, I'm sure if it was Raphinha, it would have been okay. But even though his impact, I can never see.
You played against Valencia. He wasn't in the game, but you played your best game.
So this season, Flick
has proven that without him, we will do it.
That. Right now, he doesn't care about absentees in the lineup. Because last season, when Raphinha was injured, when Lamine Yamal was injured, it was clear. Barcelona did win 3 games in a row in December.
That's true.
And this season, as Flick said, he has improved on that. Yeah. So last season, without Lamine Yamal, it was very difficult for Barcelona to play. Even though, you see, Lamine Yamal, he doesn't. It's Raphinha who does those runnings, and it is Lamine Yamal who provides those balls for him. Without Lamine Yamal in the game, Raphinha can do his runnings and all that. He wouldn't get those balls. So sometimes, there are some plays that it wouldn't impact the statistics. Some balls that you won't see it in the statistics. The Benfica games and all that. It was Lamine dribbling, assisted him. The one against Bayern Munich, it was counter from Lamine straight to Raphinha to score against Real Madrid. Charlie, even if Raphinha took his chances, there are some games against Real Madrid could have scored like 4 or 5 goals.
That's true.
All from chances created from Lamine Yamal.
Boss, there's this question here I want to ask Wadu. So you'll be the one to talk for Laporta.
So this is what I'm saying. So let me put this question to the answer. Let me just end up with the Raphinha and then Lamine story. Lamine. So I find that because it has happened before. Ronaldo, Eto'o, Messi, Iniesta. It has happened several times. So this is not the first time it's happening.
But you see, during that time, we all knew the magnitude of Messi. So if you push him, no matter who the contender is, he will get it. But during this period, we all too knows that even if we push Lamine, it will be difficult to beat Dembele.
If you push Raphinha, still Lamine will pull the votes because he already has the people behind him.
Yeah.
So if you push Raphinha, Lamine will still pull votes from him. So it will be easy. And according to the French football editor, he said it was almost comfortable win for Dembele this year because of the African votes and then I think the European votes. Yeah. So I mean, it's just he deserved it. There's nobody.
But you still don't answer one question.
Yes.
Why were you not rooting for Dembele?
Yeah.
And not Dembele. Why were you not rooting for Raphinha and you're rooting for Lamine Yamal, knowing very well that Raphinha was the best player at Barcelona, had greater impact on the team and had better numbers?
I know he didn't have a bigger impact than Lamine Yamal.
But sure, at least
that's why there's we watched the ball.
No, but he had more goals. He had more.
That's what I'm saying. In 2005, Eto'o had more goals than Ronaldo. But Ronaldo won the Ballon d'Or.
So who was the best player in your La Liga triumph?
In the officially Raphinha.
Okay, so the unofficial one in the fans.
That's what I'm saying. If you are going by all these things, then we always every year we will argue. You feel me? If you are going by these kind of things, and because like I was saying the Rodri thing, he wasn't the best player anywhere.
He was the best player in the Euros.
That's what I'm saying. For his club, he wasn't the best player anywhere.
He was the best.
But he was the best player in the world. Yeah, so if you are going by these things, you always bring arguments here and there.
Sure.
With Dembele, last season I can argue with you that he wasn't the best player in the Champions League, but he won it.
Okay, let's do this.
He won the best player.
Wait, let me debunk what you said. This is the question.
Yes.
In the UEFA Champions League, Ousmane Dembele. So this is what he did. In about 1,163 minutes played, he provided 8 goals for Paris Saint-Germain and then 6 assists. The goals plus the assist, he got 14, 8 and 6. 14 goals plus assists, 8 goals, 6 assists. This is Dembele. 3 man of the man awards in the Champions League triumph. In the final, he provided 2 assists against Inter Milan. He won the best player of the UEFA Champions League. This is what FIFA 2 did. For Cole Palmer, I'm just giving you another scale. 6 matches, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 joint highest in the tournament. 2 assists also in the final. For Cole Palmer.
I think Cole Palmer, that final was decisive for him.
So, exactly. Yeah. And Cole Palmer too won the best player.
Which player do you want to be the best player?
So this is my argument. Cole Palmer with 3 goals and then 2 assists in their games. 2 assists in the 2 assists came in the final. Dembele did 6 assists during their Champions League run and scored 8 goals. In the final, he got 2 assists in there. He won the best player. You disagree with Dembele's own, but you are. I'm coming.
I can argue with you. I didn't say I disagree.
Hold on. I want to bring an name
because Desire Due won the best because of the final.
I want to bring an name.
Desire Due won the best young player of the final because of the final.
Okay, boss. So if I tell you that Cole Palmer 2 won the best player in the Club World Cup because of the final, do you agree with that?
That's what we were saying.
Okay, then let's do this. Dembele didn't do it only in the final. 8 goals in their run, 6 assists. Yamal the best player also deserve it.
See, I said I can argue with you because Raphinha's numbers are there.
So to be the best in the tournament,
they have the official best.
Let's do this. If to be the best,
then you can never say this player doesn't deserve Ballon d'Or because
your mics are off. Your mics are off. No, hold on. Listen. I want to bring a conclusion to this topic.
Yeah.
Not until you answer the question Andy Terry asked. Yeah,
I answered it. I said in Barcelona, there's no way. Even it's natural that number 10 of the team, the star player of the team, and he's a Spanish boy from La Masia. There's no way they'll push him ahead. And I'm giving you examples. Are you
saying
yes
that your impact is in aesthetics and perceptions? Your impact is that you're talking about is qualitative.
Yes.
Which is debatable. Subjective.
Everything is
that's what Barcelona fans. But you know what is not debatable? Numbers are not debatable.
So Barcelona fans don't care.
There are years Ronaldo didn't have the best numbers in the team.
Yeah, but in this case,
because of his magnitude.
So Ronaldo wouldn't have won Ballon d'Or in this age.
No, listen. We are making direct comparisons here, right?
Yes.
Between a Raphinha, who was a key cog, and without his goals and his assists, Barcelona would not have won the La Liga. Do you agree?
I agree. Without Lamine's numbers, we would have won La Liga.
What way?
It's everything.
You scored 102 goals in La Liga, and you had only 9 goals in it. Please, boss. I'm giving you a stat. What's his name? The Diallo is a Diallo.
Yeah.
Man used Diallo, had 8 goals in the league. You have a team scores 102. Think about it, 102 minus it plus from 9.
So
it will give you 93 goals.
Last season, this is another point I want to make. Without Lewandowski's numbers, we would have won La Liga. Lewandowski was Barca's highest top scorer in the La Liga. He was 2 goals behind Raphinha in the Champions League. But where was he ranked in the Ballon d'Or? Subjectivity is the impact of the player.
See, you and I know
last season Lewandowski scored 42.
You and I know that.
If I tell you that Lewandowski was vital in the La Liga triumph for Hansi Flick more than Lamine Yamal, do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree. But why was Lamine Yamal ahead of him?
But if I say Raphinha was vital, there you say you disagree.
See,
he was vital more than Lamine. That's what you said. That's what I'm agreeing with. Last season, Lamine, there was no way Raphinha. If you watch Barca's game, Raphinha wasn't impactful.
Let me finish you there.
Forget the numbers.
Look at the age of Lewandowski.
How many chances?
How old is he?
He's 36.
And with these awards, let me tell you something. Yes. With these awards, your age sometimes takes you off.
Yeah.
Let me give you a prime example. PFA, the 2 oldest players to have ever won it. Teddy Sheringham, he was 39. and also Ryan Giggs.
Yeah,
was also around 39.
How many goals did he score?
He scored only one goal. And that award was given to him for the years he had. It was kind of like a sympathy award. That Teddy Sheringham award was also kind of like a sympathy award. You understand? When you get to some age limits, you are not cared for. No one cares about you. Look at the younger blood now. So it's normal that he was 17th and Lamine Yamal was second. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. So see that's so. I understand your point.
I don't know why you bring Ronaldinho's story.
The numbers.
So let's do this.
The numbers are not debatable. Numbers, like what he said, numbers are not debatable.
Boss.
And Lewandowski had better numbers,
boss,
than Lamine Yamal last season.
Anyway, let's bring a conclusion to this.
Yeah, boss. So,
and
I'm concluding. So he too will conclude.
No, because no.
So I'm concluding. 1 minute. My
producer says I shouldn't let you go.
Sergio Gonçalves. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Everything Sergio says is fine.
You know now he talks to Nuno Espirito Santo that he wants him at Tottenham. Or you don't want him. You are okay with Thomas.
Anyway, so I want you to. Anita, are you satisfied with the answer he gave to the question you answered? Yeah. Me, I'm not satisfied.
See, the thing is, that's why the player didn't win, and we are happy as the football world. Because see, if this boy had won this trophy, when we are going to play this same Lamine Yamal, you are going to face Portugal. You are going to face Senegal. They'll decide. You decide the Ballon. You the small boy. You decide the Ballon d'Or. You the small boy.
Shaba, why did you come and say that? Why?
You the small boy.
I mean, it's
like you are threatening people before games. You are threatening
by now. Can you see Ike Fue?
It's normal to hype again before. Ronaldo used to do that. Ronaldo.
You used to do it.
For Classico, you say we will see if they can score us.
Ronaldo. Why? Doesn't he deliver?
You see, and he didn't deliver more than they scored him.
My conclusion no come. So this is my conclusion.
Yeah, finish.
So in Ghana here, if you want to get a candidate to compete with someone from the America, we will first look at the person the Americans are bringing. Then we give him the perfect match from Ghana. We won't say no. In Ghana here, the idea won't know anything. Because if you do that, if even the idea he can't tackle the person from America, meaning we know very well that we are going to fail. For FC Barcelona, in the years where they pushed Lionel Messi and not Xavi Iniesta, they knew that the people they are contending with, the Ronaldo on the podium, then other staffs, if you mistakenly push Xavi or Iniesta, in terms of magnitude, the thing will what? You lose the award. Yes. So if that is the case, then let's give them a perfect match. Who? Lionel Andre Messi, because of the magnitude of the player. So same to Ronaldinho. In the year where Ronaldo, you see, every time we talk about it, they will mention Ronaldinho too was not vital for the club. But I got to a point, they push him ahead of players who were vital. This is the reason. If you are putting Eto'o on the Ballon d'Or podium,
I'm shocked.
And then to battle it with some of these Europeans, definitely they will win it ahead of Eto'o. So back then, the board, they knew, Charlie, then let's put someone who has the heavyweight, someone who pull the vote. It is let me
it's not heavy than
so let me
it's not even debatable.
So let me do this. So this is what happened over the years. It's about the magnitude of the candidate you are pushing. This year, if you consider everything and you are here, and since he was not the one who dominated individual accolades, listen to my argument. Lamine Yamal didn't dominate any individual accolade on planet Earth last season. At least Raphinha, the Rafael Diaz Belloli guy, dominated what we call individual accolades, from UCL top scorer, from the best player in the La Liga. Okay, I finish. So if you own Barcelona today, and there are these two people, and you say no, Charlie, because this guy he's Spanish, because of the influence, because he's wearing the number 10. Charlie, this thing, it is generational. It's like from the genes of Messi to Lamine. They say Messi buff Lamine. How you go if you push the man with the numbers? No, make we ignore the numbers. So ignoring the numbers, then meaning the assists to become waste. Forgetting that they are rather pushing the assister more than who? The scorer or the clinical touch. Why not? Nobody's to be blamed, because you yourself, you knew that the only reason why you pushed Lamine Yamal, people have to accept the reason why we are using the word push. In football, there's something called PR. We saw how legends will be mentioning names of players ahead of our word, just to trigger even the board of directors, the deciders. No, Charlie, if you take it this left, something could happen. You see what I'm trying to say? So if you agree with this fact, you are telling me that Lewandowski was more impactful than Lamine Yamal in your La Liga triumph? Ask yourself, how many chances did Lewandowski create? How many assists did Lewandowski get in the La Liga triumph? But when it's about Lamine Yamal and Raphinha, you will tell me that Raphinha was not a creator. Raphinha was not a lifeline. Raphinha was not the first 8 box. It was Lamine. Was Lewandowski the third 8 box? And here goes. Raphinha added goals and what? Assist. Lewandowski got goals. But you are here comfortably admitting that the person who had the most goals in the team was more impactful. But the person, the official board of La Liga, over 20 clubs sat to decide that he is the best player in the league. This club is actually diminishing himself. He rather not, they pull weight. So maybe they give you the creator, the mini creator. Oh, as a many.
Anyway, let's conclude with this.
So
yes,
I find it very hard when and the people nostalgia fans say, oh, now football is turning robotic, Pep is turning players robotic.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a fine young player who has come and is changing that narrative. People sit
maybe
somewhere,
give up Ballon D'Or.
They make my point. People sit somewhere and say, nah, dribbling is not everything.
Do you know?
If Ronaldo was in this age, then Salah would have been better than him. Because Salah is more consistent, more impactful.
Dembele to dribble for the League One. Dembele they break people them leg for Champions League.
If Salah, Ronaldo was in this age, you say Salah is better and is more impactful than him. But I mean, nobody can discredit what Lamine Yamal did last season. 44 goals.
You know Josh King, the youngster Josh King at Fulham.
Yeah.
The new Josh King. Yeah. The dribble pass. So
that's what I'm saying. So then anytime I hear someone say, now football has lost quality and we don't have dribblers, I always attack that person.
It's a lie.
I always come and attack that person.
It's a lie.
Because right now football, Pep has sent Grealish to robotic player, he has sent Mahrez to robotic player. I wouldn't agree with that. But I mean, I've already made Dembele, to me Dembele deserved that award. Me, I don't have any problem with that. I've always said that Dembele. But if you are saying why the Barca push Lamine, it's in the team.
Natural.
That is why didn't Barca give Raphinha the number 10? I mean, he's better than Lamine Yamal. Why did they give him the number 10?
It's in our blood.
Lewandowski had more goals than Raphinha and then Lamine Yamal. But last season, we all know they were better than him. But he had the most goals. Even Pedri was better than Lewandowski last season, but he had 5 goals. So I mean, sometimes statistics matter and all that. In this award things, all of a sudden, after this Dembele award, I've not heard that Ballon D'Or. Right now, people even cry over Ballon D'Or, an award that has lost its credibility. People cry over it and sit. And my family, when I was growing up, I wanted to win Ballon D'Or. Next year, hopefully, if someone is also favorite for it, and maybe your favorite player does not win, we don't want to hear the Ballon D'Or is not credible or he has lost its credibility. Let's maintain the same consistency like we did this year.
You know, say one team did Spain. He said they did the capital. Forget the name. They don't know the go the award self. The day house.
The way Mbappe plays this season, we will see. If he becomes favorite for it, you will see.
Will he come?
If they will swallow. If Mbappe is favorite for it, if they don't go, he will go. Personally, he will talk to Perez. Say, boss, this is why me I can't. The guy, 27 years, he was favorite for Ballon D'Or.
I go my home
telling me that we boycotted that also.
He's from France, so he go be like, I go visit my mommy. Come, and then Perez will say, okay, go. Then we'll see that the Ballon D'Or goes to Kylian Mbappe. Then Perez will be like, where is that guy? Charlie did a podium talk.
Anyway,
what Lamine Yamal did this last season, he deservedly to finish second, and he won the Copa trophy, and then he can only get better. Next season, imagine someone competing Dembele, because Dembele had to win 4 trophies to be ahead of Lamine Yamal. Imagine next season, if he scores 15, 20 goals and add few trophies, it's going to be the clear winner.
Well, let's see how it happens. But I mean, in Spain, the competition is getting tight. I'll start with you, Andy Terry. Xabi Alonso, he's played 6 games in the La Liga, 6 wins, scored 14 goals, conceded 3.
Yep.
Sits at the top of the table.
Yeah.
Now, when he came from Leverkusen, a lot of people were skeptical about what he would do at Real Madrid. In fact, people were more concerned about the system he would play and whether he's going to adapt as a big team, etc. But he seems to have taken it like water off a duck.
So if he's Ajay the best goalkeeper, nobody is going to, comment. He deserves it. Then, Donnarumma didn't score a goal. Donnarumma didn't assist. Who then did the assist? Who then got the goals? Ousmane Dembele contributed to the success story. So if you are giving the goalkeeper who did the saves but didn't score, meanwhile the goals got them the trophy with the saves, then that player too deserves the Ballon d'Or. If you take it to the FC Barcelona story, we'll talk about Raphinha sometime. But I'm talking about the one who can.
But Raphinha's
yes,
placing on the log.
Fifth. Yeah, I understand why. Me, I agree with Ballon d'Or.
Why do you agree with that?
I agree with Ballon d'Or because you see, we can't do away Ballon d'Or or football awards with what we call the PR.
But Raphinha's numbers were there.
The numbers were there. You see how media people were pushing the agenda of Lamine Yamal for Ballon d'Or. I'm not saying I used the word agenda, but it doesn't mean it was false. Fine, Lamine Yamal too deserves it. So the more people are talking about Lamine during the UEFA Nations League, the whole world was like the Ballon d'Or will be decided here. Meanwhile, there are players who are balling somewhere in South America. One is who? Raphinha.
Because Raphinha had better numbers than Lamine. Same number of trophies.
That's why
that puts him on edge.
That's why I'm saying that if Donnarumma's trophies gave him the best globes of the season, then Barcelona's trophies and Barcelona's goals and what they won, why didn't these things give the same push to who? Raphinha, but rather gave the push to who? Lamine Yamal. It depends on who the club went with. Me, I'll always say this. Ahead of the Ballon d'Or event, you hardly find a Brazilian or a football legend from that South American side who speak about it and even mention Raphinha. But just after the awards, Neymar then comes and says, feed for Raphinha, that's a joke. No, Neymar, please rest.
You should have said it before.
No, you have to, see, you didn't voice out. You people were quiet. They are Barcelona legends. Frankie de Jong was crazed about the Ballon d'Or. He made mention of who? Pedri. There was Lamine Yamal, Raphinha. He made mention of who? Pedri. This guy, Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi, even Sergio Busquets, ahead of the awards, said he wants who to win it? Dembele. Ivan Rakitic, after the awards, posted that that's man, hard work and effort, he deserves it. So we can talk about this from different spheres and then understand that the same things that helped Dembele to win the Ballon d'Or, they give the same push to who? Vitinha to be third. So the big question is, if Raphinha is coming up closer to Dembele, then someone there don't deserve to be there. Who is he? Lamine Yamal. Because in football, if you want to rank the assists bigger than the goals, then something doesn't sound right here.
But even Raphinha has more assists than Lamine Yamal.
Barcelona fans will tell you
that's more goals than Lamine Yamal.
That's the question. But Barcelona fans will tell you that they even ahead of the awards, they were rather expecting who to win it. Lamine Yamal. You ask them why, and they said Lamine Yamal was the soul of the club last season. Raphinha was there. Even if Lamine Yamal is not available, Raphinha doesn't score. The team spirit is no more. When we needed Remontada, it was Lamine Yamal, and I accept these facts. But you see, when these facts are there, I'll always say, before you be the best player in the world, you have to dominate your locality, you have to dominate your region, you have to dominate your league. Lamine Yamal didn't dominate La Liga. It was Raphinha who dominated La Liga. When Dembele won, this guy, the Pichichi went to Kylian Mbappe, Raphinha was judged as the best player of the 38 games league. Are you trying to tell me that the panel, the people who chose him, they didn't see the assist and the chances creation and the dribbling and the flair and the magic touch and the Charlie Chaplin skills and the other stuff from Lamine Yamal? They didn't consider that. Do you know why? We have to rate some things higher than others. So if you take away the goals of Raphinha, it would have been very difficult for Barcelona to get what they got. Someone will say, okay, then let's take out the assist of Lamine Yamal. Now the big question is, how many times did Lamine Yamal even assisted Raphinha? Boss, you get my argument. So to me, the media PR and the push from the Spanish people for Lamine Yamal, they did their best. Ghanaians won't push someone away from Congo if you are getting a candidate up there. So the question is, the South Americans, to what were they doing? If you talk about the statistics and the analysis, it got to a point no one was talking about the criteria. We were talking about, I met a Barcelona fan, he asked me that, so if I give you 20 CDs right now and there's Dembele and then Lamine Yamal, who will you pay and go and watch? And I'm like, boss, I'll pay and go and watch Kalala Fistin Mayele from Pyramids.
No, but top striker he is.
yeah, I'll pay and go and watch him.
Top. Have you seen him?
Yeah,
Mayele.
Yeah, Mayele. Yesterday he bagged hat-trick against Saudi Arabian side.
He's and you know one thing. Just to digress, he's only played on the African continent.
Yes.
He's played, I think, Young Africans.
Young Africans to Pyramids.
Yeah, to Pyramids. He played another club before Young Africans.
Is it Sundowns?
No, not Sundowns. I'll find out.
Yeah.
So I followed him he's 31.
Yeah.
I followed him for a while,
Yesterday,
and I believe he's one of the most underrated strikers on the continent.
Yeah. Yesterday he bagged the hat trick against Al Ali, the Saudi Arabian side.
Yeah, and he's got like Drogba vibes. You know, like tenacity, etc.
Yes.
I wonder why he's not gone to
quick sharp, and
I wonder why he's not gone to Europe. But anyway, let's carry on.
So my argument will be, the same things that we considered and then gave the Ballon d'Or to Dembele was the trophies and his contributions. Then these are the same things that we have to consider and then include who we call Vitinha. Because for the Ballon d'Or nominations, and if you look at the top 10 and then top 3, clearly there's something they did. You see, people are making arguments about why is Pedri 2 out of the top 10. And then my point is, aside what the player does on the pitch, if you're a goalkeeper, we expect you to give the clean sheets and then saves. You can't do more than that. If you do anything other than these, then you are doing extremely well, like assist from a goalkeeper. As a defender, your ability or your primary due is to what? To just do the clearance and other stuff. So when you see a defender adding goals and then assists, then he's doing extremely well. A midfielder to control the tempo of the game and then create chances. If he adds goals, then the midfielder is doing extremely well. A winger, a forward is expected to score. If he reaches a certain mark of goals, then clearly that guy is on fire. Now let's talk about Pedri here. Pedri in the season for FC Barcelona, how many goals and assists did he get? But you talk about the ratings, you talk about the performances, and he is the engine for Barcelona. You were the engine for FC Barcelona. This FC Barcelona didn't win 2 major trophies in the season. 2 major trophies. They won only 1 major trophy. That's the La Liga. Niankabia Copa del Rey, Supercopa de España. That one's knockout phase, 4 games, no other trophy. No. We won't rank that as a major trophy. Let's go to your compatriot, the player who came third, which is Vitinha, and people are talking about him. Vitinha played the same thing that Pedri 2 did for Barcelona, but he got more than 2 major trophies. He got the UEFA Champions League, and he got the Ligue 1. Compared to La Liga, he added what? The magnitude of the UEFA Champions League.
And the Super Cup.
And the Super Cup as well. Aside that, with his national team, he won the UEFA Nations League. You can rank that lower or higher, but he still got something there. So you get my argument. So he added individual impact and what? Collective effort. But for Pedri, the individual impact is there. But collectively, the achievements are, the major one is 1, La Liga. You get my argument. So people be like, how come Pedri is 11th? No. People are even asking, how come Mbappe is in there? And the question is, Mbappe dominated La Liga with goals. Not only in La Liga. In the continent, the globe, he won the golden what? Boot. So after giving Real Madrid that second position with over 40 goals, he also went on to dominate the whole of what? Europe. So he didn't only do it in a team over there. He conquered his strikers from Germany, strikers from Portugal, strikers from the English Premier League and other stuff. So he got the individual accolade, which was what? The Pichichi. He added what we call what? The golden boot. For Pedri, what was the individual accolade that he won? Tell me. Charlie controller. He controlled the game. He's the engine. No. When we are talking about criteria and the statistics, put something on the table to make you heavy. Put something on the table to make you
it has to be
heavy.
It has to be quantitative.
Yes, because the Lamine Yamal dribbles and other stuff. I'll say if someone is in the top 2 who doesn't deserve to be there, and we are making arguments for Raphinha ahead of the Ballon d'Or, how many people did you hear them chanting for Raphinha to win the Ballon d'Or? We were quiet, we were silent, as if said the 80-year guy is using some jujube on us. All of us, he did make football beautiful. When Barcelona is dead, he just dribbles and panya. When he dribbled against Inter Milan, the Acerbi then, he was not the best player on the pitch. Soma was the best player on the pitch. Soma was the man of the match by UEFA. So he was a good dribbler, an engine, someone who brought the resurrection power for a club, FC Barcelona, but he didn't have any better impact on their UEFA Champions League. Journey. Acerbi's goal had major impact in the UEFA Champions League journey of Inter Milan. Then Lamine Yamal dribbles, not so much. That is why at the end of the day, Soma was the man of the match of that game. So you see the recency bias, it will be in our minds. Hey, when he got France, he dribbled past this guy and he scored. And the coach is saying, what did he add to that? Boss, you get my argument. You are a winger, you are a forward. He's also a winger and a forward. In football, there are major sides who will rank the goals ahead of the what? Assist. Because we equate it this way. If the clinical finisher or the clinical touch didn't come out, and we won't call your pass what? Assist. Hope you get me. There are rare cases where you see a striker on the line, the goal line, then the player will pass it to him, and then he'll score. He will tap in. There are rare cases. So you equate the clinical finisher higher ahead of the assist. That is why when you check flash score, sofa score, or any betting app today, they will first give you the top scorer before the assist table. So if Barcelona fans today are now crying, why is Raphinha fifth? Then ask yourself, you people, you the fan base alone, you valued your assister. You valued your creator more than the person who gave the clinical touch and the finishing touch. Boss, what I say? So this argument, the Laporta then and Wadu, they for do it in their chambers, maybe in Camp Nou. They shouldn't let anybody hear, because you hear from a few Barcelona fans who are even calling for Raphinha to win the Ballon d'Or, which was very, very sad. Which was very, very sad. And these things, we are human beings. It eats into the ears and the minds of the people who voted. So the people who voted, what do they consider? They sometimes consider even emotions. It goes beyond the statistics and the criteria. It goes beyond what we are expecting. And me, if you are putting everything on paper, if you are putting these things, you want to consider them in a chronological manner, you understand that FC Barcelona's push and pull and what they did, it's somehow similar to what Real Madrid did last year for the Jude Bellingham and then Vinicius Jr. I remember after Rodri won the tournament and we mentioned the trophies from the national team and blah blah blah. Real Madrid fans now ask that, okay, if that is the case, then Rodri didn't win the trophies in the national team alone. Why? Dani Carvajal was in there also. He was the captain of the side. He won the national trophies. He also even won the UEFA Champions League. Ask the Real Madrid fans, when did they start calling for Dani Carvajal to be included even in the top three? Top three, Bellingham, Vini, and then Rodri. They didn't even talk about Carvajal. No. This is football. So when it happens, and now you are pushing for, but this guy too, he got the statistics and the numbers, pal. Why is he not here? Please. Me understand what we call the PR. The recency bias will be resounding in the ears of people. So for the Lamine Yamal story, the only thing that could happen is that if Raphinha is getting close to the top three, then it means someone shouldn't be there. And who is that person? Is Lamine Yamal. Because what will he put on the table that Vitinha won't put there? What will he put on the table? Talk to me. He's a winger. So we expect the goals and the assists. Vitinha is a midfielder. But aside the creation and the controlling of the game, Vitinha added what we call the goals and assists. Lamine Yamal is a winger. Ubeka 43 G's and A's. Emu 8 from Copa del Rey and Super Copa de España and things. La Liga 9 goals also. I'm not disputing the fact that someone have won the Ballon d'Or with these fewer numbers before. But ask yourself, what was the criteria then? The criteria differs. When we make this argument, people will be like, oh, but Ronaldo sometimes won Ballon d'Or with 6. Go and check the criteria. It got to a point. Messi's Ballon d'Ors. There's a criteria that talks about when they are tiebreakers, they check the legacy, the magnitude, the icon the player is. That is why you ask yourself, it looks like Messi didn't deserve this one, bro. When it ties, they now look at the players, their magnitude. It's the Ghana Parliament. What could be Bria? And now Kasa, oh yeah, if they voted for you on 20th, you don't expect that you'll be getting results on 31st. No. You have to go there, but we are humans naturally. That's how we are wired. So to me, Dembele won it clean. He deserves everything, because there's no way you give the goalkeeper who made the saves the best goalkeeper, and then the player who finished all the goals for them that maybe a second position. You can give me other examples. In the year where Benzema won it, it happened over there. When Modric was winning, we had a FIFA Ballon d'Or. So the 2018 Russia World Cup was in there. Major stake. That's why Modric won it ahead of who? Ronaldo. People will mention Ronaldo were bagging more than 50 goals for Real Madrid. Blah, blah, blah. When he left Madrid, maybe due to political reasons. Ask yourself, Ronaldo did these things. Modric won the UEFA Champions League. As a midfielder, you don't expect him to give you the goals. He controlled the game, gave assists, and also 3 or 5 goals in the UEFA Champions League run. So he got excellent in the UCL. Let's go to their national team. What was Ronaldo doing with the Portuguese national team at the Russia 2018 World Cup? But Modric over there won the best player in the tournament. Croatia, in their history, they went to the final. They lost to who? France in the final. In the semi-final, we saw Modric against Argentina when they thumped the Argentines by 3-0. So he did it both for the national team and what? The club side. He won the silverwares here and then here. For Lamine Yamal, if you are putting the silverwares on the table, La Liga, you can equate the Super Copa then España to Coupe de France, Trophée de Champs, then other stuffs. But they will be putting what we call And if I'm talking about the trophy, people say, oh, then someone won major trophies. No, I said something. The impact of the player, the vital role he played in that trophy-winning season. You can't take away Dembele's 21 goals from the League One and you still expect them to be on top of the League One. No. You can't take away his assist and also his impact when they played against Arsenal, when they played against Liverpool, when they played against who? Aston Villa, when they played against Stade Brestois. Barcelona fans to come. Okay, we saw Lamine Yamal against Benfica. We saw Lamine Yamal against Bayern. We saw Lamine Yamal against Inter Milan. After Inter Milan, where else did Barcelona play Champions League football again? Where did they go? So your impact was cut short.
Anyway, Wadud wants to join the debate. I test pundit.
I test
pundit. So before I bring Andy Terry is here.
Why he said like that? But relax the talk. So you are saying Madrid deserved the 2018 Ballon d'Or?
Oh, facts.
Yeah, over
Modric
Ronaldo.
It. Over Ronaldo.
Okay. You are saying last season Rodri deserved the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, Rodri. I can give you the statistics.
It's not. He said he deserves it of everything inclusive.
Yeah, I can back my
collective achievement. Yes. But Vini won the Champions League. Vini won the Champions League last season. And then Rodri won the Ballon d'Or. He didn't have more goals and assists than Vinicius.
So do you want me to? Let me give you 1 minute on that. 1 minute on that. I first said something that before you will be the best.
Use your own words.
Yeah. Use my words. So let me do it. Boss, 1 minute, 2 minutes. Before you be adjudged the best player, most often, you see, there are some times where
Rodri wasn't the best player.
So let me do this.
He wasn't the best player for Manchester City.
So let me do this.
The Champions League team he wasn't part of the Champions League.
So let me do this.
Yes.
The criteria for that Ballon d'Or. There's a question mark on it. You see, you and I.
Question mark from who you?
This is the question mark.
Okay.
We have to educate our listeners and they have to know it. The criteria for that Ballon d'Or. I read a story from Marca and it looks like Ballon d'Or actually got to use 2 UEFA Champions League runs for that Ballon d'Or. And I can prove it. This is what I read. So that is why I started to believe that, okay, so they just trick the fan base. They trick the listeners, the viewers. But the media people, the journalists, the accredited people who vote, they know what they are doing. So many people be like, only when it was Rodri's time, they wanted to rob Vini. That's why they brought the fair play clause in Patrol. Even when Modric was winning it, there was fair play war in there. We don't love to learn. We don't want to connect the dots. So we normally be like, hey, they wanted to steal Vini. No. Let's talk about this. You see last year what happened? Let's go player to player. For Vini, he was nowhere to be found when La Liga kick started for Real Madrid. He was injured. Jude Bellingham by Real Madrid fans. That is why I added that sometimes the pull from your team and the PL pushes you into some spheres that you yourself won't know. From the start of La Liga, the player was barely go. He was banging in goals for Carlo Ancelotti as a decoy. We saw Jude to be a deep line playmaker, but for Real Madrid, he was standing there always at the edge of the box. Panyai. He was scoring Ter Stegen from long range in the El Clasicos and things. So the world was chanting, the English media was chanting for Bellingham. He's the favorite to win the Ballon d'Or. We saw Bellingham do some wonders with bicycle kicks in the Euros to get England in the finals of what? The Euros where they lost to Spain. So Bellingham, to me, was befitting to even be in that stage. You get my point? But in the UEFA Champions League, Vini came in with some bright spots and some games in the knockout stages and stuff. You get me? So people say he was instrumental for Real Madrid in the UCL. And I give a perfect example that when Chelsea started the Club World Cup, Cole Palmer was somehow nowhere to be found. But in the finals, he gave a spectacular performance and Palmer was adjudged the best player of the tournament. You see, no one is questioning, but we saw this player. How come Robert Sanchez was the best? You know why? Because when you talk about it, they'll say, oh, Robert Sanchez now, or no, trophy, no. Open say, the best goalkeeper, Yasin Bono. It rarely happens. You barely see it in football. You get my point? So this is the reason. The Vinicius Jr. story that gave him the best player in the UEFA Champions League. Ask yourself, when did Vinicius Jr. started giving Real Madrid back-to-back and influential matches in the UCL that they wanted? It was right after the knockout stages, Numun, then Dortmund, then the final way he scored. Then Vinicius is the best player of the tournament. The magnitude of the player he wanted. This same Vinicius Jr., let's judge these two players. He's a winger. In the Spanish La Liga, he was not the best forward in the league. In terms of goals, Artem Dubik for Girona was ahead of him. You get my point? So if you are ranking even forwards in La Liga, not a below pecking order. Wingers, not a below pecking order. So he was not the best player in Spanish La Liga. That is why I'm saying that if you dominate your region so well, it gives you some sort of reach, it gives you some sort of heavy weight going into the global stage awards. That is why people don't understand why Salah is in there before Raphinha. Hey, Salah played in arguably the best league in the world. Salah carried Liverpool. Let
Wadud make his point.
What I want to say.
Where was Rodri? What was Rodri Manchester City's best player?
So let's do this.
Zlatan,
with Rodri's issue, boss. With Rodri's issue and Vinicius' story. When I read the criteria, they actually combined Rodri's run from that Champions League where he scored the banger against Inter Milan, and then even Charlie. You say how?
Make your point.
My point is that. My point is
because
that.
we know the time frame for the Ballon d'Or. We know the time frame for the Ballon d'Or.
I go show you the reason why I'm saying
it's on France football website.
I go show you.
You cannot tell me that they counted from May June 2023.
I'll pull it out.
Our dude.
Because if he's using the point that
I'm coming. Continue.
Rodri wasn't Manchester City's best player last season. The season he won it was Phil Foden. Rodri didn't finish in the Premier League team of the season. He in the Champions League. He got Madrid eliminated them. It was the same Vinicius team that eliminated them in the quarterfinals. So in the Champions League team of the season, he wasn't there. Where we can make points for him was the European Euros. And the Euros, he only won one man of the match in the Euros. But he was just the best player of the tournament.
But his team won the trophy.
Yeah, that was his team won the trophy. So if you are going to compare individual performance between him and, because if you look at the Champions League, Vinicius performed. He performed against Bayern in the Champions League final too. He performed. So let's say in the Champions League, 3 major performances for him to help his team win it. In the Euros, Rodri maybe 1 major performance in the round of 16 against Georgia.
Maybe they put the weight of the Euros above the weight.
He was the best. He was the best player in the Euros.
Euros is not better. It is not bigger than Champions League. The European competition is not bigger than Champions League.
So they added his impact in the EPL. 70. He went more games without losing. Without him, Manchester City looked lifeless. So they added that. Wait. They added that impact with being the best player in an international major tournament. But for Vinicius Jr. in La Liga, he was not integral.
Who said he wasn't integral? Should I show you his numbers in the Liga last season?
Numbers.
Okay, we'll pull the numbers. But
show me Vinicius Jr.'s numbers in La Liga.
Was Rodri?
He scored like how many goals saying?
He scored 15 goals in La Liga.
Who was the best? Check the list. Check the list in Euro. Not also saying.
Okay. No, you said he wasn't integral for Madrid winning La Liga.
So I'm coming. So
I'm telling you, he scored 15 goals in La Liga that season. As a winger, it's not bad to score 15 goals in La Liga and win the Champions League best player. And he was the one, he controlled the Bayern game without a goal and assist too. But he was the one who ran the show that game.
So will you say same that he was the one who ran the show for them in the La Liga? Because you see, we all agree that
you said Bellingham started. Bellingham didn't end the season better than Vinicius.
So
if you look at the Ballon d'Or, recency bias is very even during the time Ronaldo was winning, the time they called him Noodle Hair Ronaldo, he wasn't start the season very well. But towards the end of the season, that's where he blazes and wins the Ballon d'Or. So Vinicius at the end of the season, he was Madrid's best player. At the end of the season in La Liga and then in Champions League, he was Madrid's best player. If you tell me because he didn't win because maybe when he went to Brazil, he scored 2 goals, 3 goals, and he got a red card.
There was no proof from the national team.
I would agree, but you can't tell me that he wasn't Madrid's best player and it was Bellingham who was running the show. Same, because you can use the same criteria for someone like Rodri, and he wasn't Manchester City's best player. He wasn't the best player in the Champions League. In the league he's in, he wasn't in the best 11 in the league. And in Europe last season in Champions League, he wasn't in the best 11. Only place he did well was the Euros. And in the Euros, he only won the best player once against Georgia in the round of 16.
Who was the best player in the tournament?
In the final,
who was the best player in the tournament?
In the final, after halftime, he got injured.
Who was the best player?
He still won it.
Who was the best player in the tournament?
Spain won the Euros.
Who was the best player in the Euros?
It's Rodri.
So how come I tell me that without him?
So who was the best player in the Champions League?
Vini.
So how come you are telling me he didn't start the season well?
Okay, so let's do this. 1-1. Let's do this 1-1, right? Wait. Let's do this 1-1, right? 1-1.
Yes.
For the EPL season, if you go to England, they were saying Manchester City won the league. With Rodri, it was easy. Yeah. Without Rodri, they struggled.
Yes.
Without Vini in the La Liga, did you see Madrid struggle?
Okay, so
I'm asking you a question.
This same point.
Without Vini, it was Bellingham.
Dembele who won the Ballon d'Or this season.
Yes.
Without him, PSG still won.
Will you give me the starting?
Scored like almost 12 goals in that tournament, and Hazard comes and scores against a very cheap Arsenal team at that time. He scores 2 goals. Chelsea will win comfortably without Hazard or not. They will win the game against Arsenal without Hazard or not, and they give him the best player. I was playing only a game against Arsenal in the final. I was so pissed, and I didn't take that award seriously. So anytime they play Europa League and then a Europa League player, I won't even take it seriously because it was a disrespect to Giroud. It was a disrespect to the players that had played from the group stage. Chelsea played the group stages. Just imagine how annoying it was those days playing Europa League, going to towns that I've never even had before. I would rather want a player that's impacted from the group stage. Now they will give a notion that as a player, don't force in the group stage. Pick your moment. Bellingham were here last season, the season that Madrid went to the finals and won. It wasn't the new format; it was the old format. So you have to play 6 games, 3 away, 3 home. All those 6 games, go and watch. He impacted. Go. And I remember the very first game against Union Berlin, 93rd minute goal. Bah, the second game, bah, no, I share. Say no, Napoli, no, I share 2 goals. Like he was everywhere.
El Clasico brace.
I don't even want to talk about it. And we just get to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, and then Vini just pops out from nowhere against the bro. Go and watch that quarterfinals against City. See, Bellingham, endurance.
He did do past the dancers.
And go and check that goal again. That is Rodrigo scored. It was Bellingham that the ball was in the air. He took the ball, first touch on his feet, gave a pass to that was Valverde to Rodrigo, and that was it. Your man Vinicius didn't what's the name? He didn't impact that game so much. He was taken off. He was hooked off. In that game. Yeah. Bellingham stayed with a broken shoulder, played the penalty, scored the penalty, and then they qualified. Against that Bayern Munich, it was Joselu. They 2 important goals. But yes, Vinicius. And one player that I won't say player, okay, he's an ex-player. One ex-player that I was so pissed with last season, who was pushing the Vinicius train, was Ferdinand. Oh, he's the best player in the world. He's the best player where?
Whenever he gets the ball, then he said,
he's the best player where?
Ballon d'Or Vini.
One of the most useless decisions Perez has ever made in his life. Push Bellingham. He said, oh, let's push Vini. Vini for what? He went to the Copa America in a calendar year where they were playing a major tournament. You went to Copa America to go and disgrace yourselves. You scored only 1 goal against a 10-man Paraguay team.
Red card.
You were booted out in the quarterfinals against a normal Uruguay team at that time. Suarez was getting out. Cavani was out. It was just some kids that were playing.
Yeah.
And I wasn't understanding. Jude had gone to the finals, given an assist. All the important goals, the first 3 goals England ever scored, all the first 3 goals they scored in that tournament was by him. And remember that Slovenia game that he scored that last-minute bicycle kick for them to go to the extra time. It was Jude. And I was thinking that Barca would have enough sense a year on that, our brothers made a big mistake. In a can they say, so I was thinking Barca would have enough sense that, this season, let's look at the player that actually deserves it. That was Raphinha. Because this guy was there. See, the game that I watched that I opened my mouth was the game against Bayern Munich in the group stage. First 2 minutes, Aquani speed or the map Upamecano. By the 20th minute, Bayern were down by 3 goals. It was all Raphinha.
Yeah, against Bayern, yeah.
Like I was like, hey.
I remember he even saved them against Benfica.
The that 5-4.
Yeah.
Even against the Inter Milan, they say, Lamine Yamal. Go and watch that game at the Camp Nou or the Montjuic. That last goal that he had to score, it was a ball from nowhere. A ball from nowhere outside the box. When they went to San Siro, he scored the most important goal for them. 3-2, they were qualifying. And they decided to make that 38-year-old man come and score that goal.
Yeah. That corner, then he just...
Yes. So he was there for the important games. And Lamine, he was against Inter. He was what? Against Inter what?
They value the creator than the scorer.
Charlie, we have seen players who have done crazy things. Let me even tune their minds to 2010. They should go and watch Man United versus that was Bayern Munich at Old Trafford. And Nani, I say, Rivaldo, that game, if it wasn't for what was the name crumpled? Iron Robin. Those days away goals or Sheba could be and then they qualified on away goals. Go and watch that game. Nani. That roots that 09-010. And Vinicius Jr., the reason why they bought all of a sudden they bought that fair play, it was because of Vinicius Jr. His attitude. The reason why he didn't win was his attitude.
In the season,
he was not the player you should push.
No.
He's not the player you should push. Fighting against officials, fighting against fans, fighting against this. He fought against everyone. You are not someone that deserves it. In his best ever season, the one he collaborated with, that is Benzema. That 2022 season. Go and check his stats. He had almost like 19 goals in the league, but he was 8th in the Ballon d'Or. Go and watch. Think about it. He was 8th in the Ballon d'Or, so I was confused when Perez was pushing. I was like, is this man serious? So I myself was happy when Rodri won, because I said, and I saw Raphinha's face when Dembele was.
Yeah, he was happy.
Pronounced.
To me,
he was pronounced because I did all the work that I had to do.